Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 2 of Horrorpunk Dads. Today I'm joined by Mr. Ryan Smith of Dichotomy, Mr. Anthony Noble of Noble Arts and Apparel, and all the way from New Zealand, Mr. Brent. Gentlemen, how are you doing? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Back. It was back again.
Yeah, we were back again. So, last time we were talking, Ryan left off with how he became Dichotomy. David Phantom whispered it into his ear softly. Sing it to him.
It's like that scene in Constantine. You guys watch Constantine?
Yeah.
Where he's watching it, and she says Constantine to the video, and then she rewinds it, and it wasn't there, but it was just like that. It was dichotomy. No. So, no, I thought, so it's, it started from, I started to search for a name that I wanted it to speak to the fact that it was just the two of us. It's just Jimmy and I. I mean, Mikey's sort of like our honorary member because he always plays with us live and he'll do guitar solos, but it always started out as just a dude. He is an awesome dude. I love him. He doesn't fall asleep standing up, unlike some other members I know. Yeah,
Jimmy
falls asleep lying down like normal people. So anyway, I wanted, it's really just Jimmy and I. It's a studio project between Jimmy and I. Was how it started and what it still is. And so I was looking for a name that would fit that there was just to speak to the fact that there were only two of us. And so, I was looking through words and thinking through things, and then I came up with Dichotomy. And part of this was also we're trying to draw a mascot at the same time. Came up with this sort of creature thing that I drew, which we don't really use anymore. It's essentially the skull. So, man, this is a loaded story. You guys are gonna get sick of hearing me talk. The point is, it's the word dichotomy in the word dichotomy, the normal word, is it means things that are opposite but related, right? Like land and sea, things that are or whatever. It's this. They're related but they're opposites. It's dichotomy, right? But it has a secondary, so that right there is awesome. But then it had a secondary meaning, which is in terms of botany, the study of plants and stuff like that. It was dichotomy is when a plant or a single organism splits into two equal but opposite parts. And so it was I was this is perfect, because that's us. We basically mirror each other. I'm punk, I'm more punk, he's more metal. I don't like horror as much, he likes horror more, and it was we're opposites, but we balance each other from the same whole thing. And then I just threw and he's a ginger, so he has no soul. And so then I was
you have a soul, he does not.
And exactly, I have a soul, he doesn't. Yeah. And so so then I threw the E in there just for extra tongue in cheek, because it's horror punk, dichotomy with the E. So yeah, I mean, that's the long roundabout story of why we chose it. And the reason we use the skulls, if you'll notice that they're opposites. One of them has no eyes and a mouth, and the other one has eyes and no mouth, and they're they balance each other and stuff like that. I originally drew them as being part of one torso, a one torso with two heads, and this one does the eating and this one does the seeing, and they work together as a monster. That's where it came from. I don't know what it is now. It's dorky. We're gonna change ourselves to the men who sleep and standing up or something like that. I don't know.
David and the Phantoms.
The Phantoms, yeah, the David Phantoms. We'll support him. It can be David and the Phantoms.
Yeah, dude, that would be fucking cool. David and the Phantoms. I'd go see that band a lot of times.
That would be awesome. But no, that's enough about us. But quick. All right, let me ramble some more because I like that. You mentioned something about you look through names to to see what's out there. A long time ago, I was working in a band and I was gonna call them the Rosedales, because I grew up in a town called Rosedale. Dude, I do too. And this is how I found them. And I'm so stoked because I had a band and I was looking through names, and all the dudes that I was playing with were dudes that I grew up with, and we all grew up in a town called Rosedale. We're let's call ourselves the Rosedales.
Yeah.
So then I Googled it, and I was man, the Rosedales are already a band. And I was wait a minute, they're a horror punk band. I checked it out, and they're like one of my favorites
Oh, they're
of
awesome.
all time. And it was an awesome way to discover them. But they
Their
have an
newest
extra
stuff
special place
is
for me.
less horror punk, but 10 times more badass, man.
Dude, it is so good, man. They go into this like real heavy
Yeah.
riff at the
Stars
end of
Are
like,
Falling is a fucking crazy
oh
song.
man, yeah, it's great.
So, Brent, what are some of your favorite horror films?
Some of my favourite horror films. Well, as I said, Day of the Triffids in there last episode. The Alien series, Predator. Again, like as I say, I like the early sort of B-grade-ish sci-fi. So Day of the Earth Stood Still, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, that sort of stuff. And that, you know. Yeah, I like all your typical slasher movies and that. Friday the 13th, you know, like I was at high school when that came out, and that and Texas Chainsaw Massacre were two of probably the most frightening movies I'd seen at the time.
Like the OG 1978?
Sorry?
Like the original 1978?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't have seen it in '78. No, I was high school. So 80 by the time I got to high school. But so Friday the 13th, what year did that come out?
1980.
So it would have been my first year at high school. And I only remember that because of the guys I went with to see it, you know, when we saw it on the big screen. That sort of was before video shops or before anyone I knew even had video players in little old Christchurch, New Zealand back in those days. Of course, zombie movies, you know, Dawn of the Dead would be my favourite. I really enjoyed the whole concept of just setting yourself up in one of those big American shopping malls and
I live there.
Yeah,
not in the mall.
You live in the
mall? But I live in Monroeville.
Right, okay,
I live 10 minutes down the
Monroe.
road. Cool. Yeah, dude. 10 minutes down the road from Monroeville Mall. I was there.
You just go to the
like
mall
3
and
days
see
ago.
Rain standing there in a fucking security outfit one of these days.
Dude, they've got the Living Dead Museum there, and they've got with like
Really?
the whole exhibits and stuff. Yeah, and they have a bust of Romero there. So yeah, sorry I didn't want to derail you, but you know I live there.
I think the
no,
next
no,
slasher
no,
fest should be at
yeah.
that mall. Let's do the next slasher fest at that mall. That'd be cool.
Oh, dude, I love that.
Yeah, Monroeville Mall.
They're trying to do the next Slasher Fest as a con.
Yeah, I
Oh, yeah,
heard
I did
that.
see that.
That sounds cool. Yeah.
A con in New Zealand.
Yeah,
go to
let's
New
do
Zealand.
it. We're all staying at Brent's
Yeah,
house.
We're bringing it
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
That's
No,
right.
believe me, I'm trying to win the lottery. If I win the lottery, I'm bringing everyone.
Oh shit, yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
You can hold me to that. Yeah. So I got one last night. Some lucky sucker won $14 million.
Oh my
Wasn't
god.
me. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But if I win it, believe me, we're going to have some sort of a feast here.
Oh my god, that'd be awesome. That would
I
be
thought
awesome.
for sure when you were asked for your favorite horror movies, one that was filmed in your land, Get Alive,
Oh.
was going to
Oh yes.
Dead alive, yeah.
Peter
Yeah.
fucking Jackson.
Yeah. The brain dead, bad taste. Obviously. But, and I like that sort of tongue-in-cheek humor. I mean, that's why the Evil Dead, especially the 2 and 3 in particular, you know, starts showing a bit more of that comedy sort of relief into it. And I think that's good, you know. And that I also, just sorry to get back to the movies I liked, of the slasher type, the Scream series are probably probably one of my favourite along that sort of line of horror movie. Of those ones, yeah.
Those are my
But
favorites.
yes, Peter Jackson's done some great stuff.
Oh, it's amazing.
And that he was just so ahead of his time. Like as a young student at school, and with just a 8mm camera, he had worked out to poke. He made a wee war film at school, and he took a pin and he would poke holes in every third frame of the end of the gun barrels, so the light would shine through to create his own muzzle flash. You know, like that's sort of the genius of the guy. You know, he really does have a creative. You know, like every now and then you just get an artist that seems to have something a step above. He's got that. And I love his movies.
Oh yeah.
The Exorcist, or what is that? Hellraiser. Yeah.
My oldest son just bought this for me.
Oh,
Dude,
gnarly.
yes.
That's sick, dude.
Very
Bring
cool.
it back to horror punk dads. Kids buy you horror shit. There you
Right.
go.
Hey, you want to see what Johnny Noise sent me? Hold on, I'll be right back.
All right, here we go, dude. That's a cool chair. What do you got?
It's a
Batman.
tall chair, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Big old
it's
skull.
Batman. It's got
Skull,
Batman
but with
Skull's
Batman
eyes. I had a friend make
I
that
didn't
for me.
see
She
that.
bought it for me for my birthday. Johnny Noise, shout out to Johnny, sent me this skull and he signed it.
Fuck yeah.
Very cool.
I've got Johnny Noise signature. Johnny Noise is cool.
Oh, it's so cool. He's got fucking Benny or is it Ben?
Benny and the Jet.
Benkovic. No, something Benkovic.
Robbie?
Robbie
You mean Robbie
Bloodshed.
Bloodshed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's singing for Morning Noise now.
that's fucking
Yes,
awesome.
yes.
Yeah, so
I've never gotten to meet. I've never met Robbie, but I love his music. He's awesome.
Oh, I do
he's
too.
very talented.
Fantastic singer. Oh, dude. Yeah, and great guitar player too. But he's a fantastic
Yeah.
singer.
Yeah, I got Robbie Bloodshed right there.
I had a big chunk of his
Right
stuff.
there. Right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. There you go.
I'm always rocking Bobby Bloodshed.
What's the W for? Is that Wisconsin?
You know, you are the only person in the world to ever ask me that. The W stands for Woodsboro. Woodsboro High School. The Meek Twins and Scream 5 were my favorite characters out of the entire Scream series. And the kid had the W on his jacket. I was like, that's dope. I put it on my jacket. You were the only person in the world to ever ask me what it meant.
Brilliant. I'm honored.
Yeah. Everyone, no one's ever asked
Too
me.
late for you. I asked first.
I did just assume it was Wisconsin.
Yeah, everybody. I think that's what everybody fucking assumes, that it just means
Oh, yeah.
Wisconsin. No, but it stands for Woodsboro. I couldn't find one that had the purple lettering.
Brent, you're
Dude,
a huge Trash Bats fan, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
You're even rocking some Trash Bat ink, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Yeah, I've got my
I fucking love that he's got a Trash Bats tattoo.
That's pretty
what the
rad.
hell?
That's pretty
That's
rad.
not-
I love it.
Let's see it.
I know.
Oh,
yeah.
dude. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's wicked.
So that
That's what this is all
the
about.
rocket man.
Anybody got a
Also
dichotomy
rocking-
tattoo yet?
Also rocking the bastards.
Oh, yeah. That's wicked.
This side, got a lot of horror punk tattoos. We got Wednesday things.
Oh, that's wicked, dude. That is so awesome.
Sick.
Living drag queen. And just some random zombie stuff and whatnot.
That's badass.
But no, I really dig the trash bats. I really actually enjoy my acoustic horror music. I'm a
Dom
I'm a
Calzola is
I'm a fan of lyrics. Yeah, I'm a fan of lyrics in my music. It's lyric that grabs me. I can pretty much listen to any sort of genre. I grew up mainly metal, and that Frankenstein Drag Queens from Planet 13 are my all-time favourite horror punk band. They just, and Wednesday 13, but the Frankenstein Drag Queens in particular, I don't know, that's me. Just
That's a good band. That's a really good band.
Jimmy's with you on that. I know that Jimmy is a massive fan of that. That's part of what got him into horror punk. Was that?
Well, prior to them, I was much more metal. Motorhead, Wasp, Black Sabbath, and that sort of stuff.
Iron
and
Maiden. You like Iron Maiden?
Yeah, Iron Maiden. Not a huge Maiden fan. Like,
All right. Well, this call's over. See ya.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
The only reason that I'm not an Iron Maiden fan, and I'll tell you why, is because my bass player is a massive Iron Maiden fan. And I swear to God, if I hear the Trooper one more time at band practice, I'm going to hit myself with a fucking hammer.
Hallowed be thy name is my song.
That's
when
a
I say
cover.
not a massive
Oh, no, it's
band,
not a cover, sorry.
there are other bands I would choose to see before I would see them. If you were to give me an ultimate choice of bands, and you were to say like Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, like the Aussie era Black Sabbath. I would have that Motorhead Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
I would put Motorhead over Iron Maiden.
Oh yeah, or Motorhead over Iron Maiden.
I'm going to pick Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, all right, yeah. I will say, Maiden puts on a fantastic killer show. I am fortunate enough to see them live, and they are amazing. So if you get a chance, man, definitely.
Yeah.
Anybody gets a chance.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
I hear Iron Maiden every fucking band practice.
I can tell you that at the concert they played more than the Trooper.
I hope so.
I think that's true.
They want me to cover it. I hate covers. I hate doing covers. I won't even lie about it. You want to know why I hate doing covers? It's because I can't fucking sing. I can do metal shit. I can sing my own stuff, but I can't fucking sing. I can't sing at all. Horror punk is traditionally sang by dudes with pretty voices, like David Phantom and Ryan Smith.
He's back in the spotlight again.
Yeah.
I can't sing. I won't even lie about it. I can't fucking sing. I can sing my shit. That's about as.
Who's the most played horror punk band on your playlist at the moment?
Blitzkid.
Blitzkid?
Yeah.
Dichotomy? No, I'm just kidding. I do listen to my own music. Yeah,
I think everybody
The
does.
bike came on when I was riding the Moose Show yesterday, and your screaming parts were fucking coming in. I was just fucking loving it, man.
At the moment, I would have to take my phone down to look. I'd say probably Evelyn's Casket. At the moment, I'm absolutely smashing that Zero Mortal Kombat.
Oh, it's so good, dude.
It's great.
Yeah,
Myself, I think I fell in love with Chester Malone.
Oh, dude,
Well,
I just got to play the show with Chesty. Hold on, I'm coming back to that in a second. Because who else is it? Actually, the most recent that I have right now is actually the Rosedale.
Nice.
But I do still listen to
Frozen Ghost,
everybody.
man.
I've been giving Dichotomy a good hammering. I grabbed those digitals a couple of weeks ago, and
yeah, you guys you're amazing. Thank you so much.
I gave them a good listening. I prefer physical music on the weekends. Like now, we don't have noise control restrictions where I live, so I just swing the speakers around outside.
Just blare it, man.
All the more reason to have Slasher Fest down there.
Yeah.
That's all the more reason why we could have Slasher Fest there on the farm, man. Let's do it.
And then I just wind it up so I can hear it pretty much wherever I am.
And then on the backdrop, we could have horror movies playing on like a big screen, like on the barn, and then have us play inside the barn.
Dude, exactly. We have that at Jimmy's house.
Oh, really? You got horror movies playing on one side?
Well, we have. That's how we watch horror movies at Jimmy's house. Is like he has a massive projector and like this just massive screen on the back of his house, and we just sit there and project the movies and sit around a bonfire and just watch horror movies and shit all night and stuff.
That's
dude,
awesome.
That's cool.
I'm telling you, man, it is a fun way to watch it, and especially because like he lives out in the woods, so like. That's the beauty of it. You're just sitting in the dark of the woods with a bonfire, a beer, and watching horror movies. It just changes the dynamic.
Just getting shit faced.
You got to start watching movies with the animals, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, the animals will dig it, dude.
So
Frank and I'll
we're all
go get him to
invited
mosh pit.
Jimmy's, right?
I'll get a big llama mosh
right.
pit going. That'd be rad.
Oh yeah. A mosh pit with the animals.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Just cows. Just the cows.
I'll ride a cow while I'm singing.
When you're done moshing with the cows, Jimmy can fall asleep standing up next to them. And then they'll all
It's
fall
gonna be
asleep
a fucked
standing
up party.
I think my cows lie down to sleep. I think you seem to see them.
So they'll all lie down, and Jimmy will still be standing.
He's just a lone fucking dude standing in the cows.
I can't wait for him to watch this shit.
Fuck yeah. I can't wait for David Phantom
So
to
I got
watch
a question for you guys from an art we all know I do artwork for albums, right?
Yeah.
No
So
shit.
one of the
Really?
big things for me was growing up, I seen all the coolest fucking artwork on albums. What is the one that stands out to you guys the most? For me, it was that Quiet Riot album cover where he's got the mask on and he's got the straight jacket on. I always thought that was the coolest album cover ever.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
Good question.
I want to say Famous Monsters by the Misfits, even though I hate Michael Graves now, but
Yeah.
I think that is one of the most that like grabbed my attention. Or like
I mean,
I'm sorry, go ahead. But if we were to say like
clarification.
metal, like Ashes of the Wake by Lamb of God, that's a really good album cover
Yeah.
too.
I mean, I would want to. I don't know if I have any specific one. I mean, often I would think Iron Maiden. We just talked about because they've got such classic.
They have such cool ones, man.
Yeah, such classic,
And they suck.
iconic imagery with Eddie and all the different variations of killers from everything.
Yeah.
But
He should have played
also-
Iron Man.
Shit. Also, like I always, the first one that came to mind when he said that was Dio, was like Holy Diver with the fucking the demon on the mountaintop with the chain and was like a priest or something in it. I don't even remember what it is, but it's like icon. Like I don't know what it is in there. Yeah, but that's the first thing that came to mind. Yeah.
Yeah, so it is a hard one. I mean, I think some of my favourite album covers, but also the favourite album covers from favourite artists, I guess. Motorhead, Another Perfect Day album's one that I always like. That's the classic Motorhead skull, but it's sort of a painted, sort of almost psychedelic in a way, sort of blending out and just sort of I don't know. That was like you were saying, first one that sort of sprung to mind. But there's a lot of good album covers out there.
Here's a good one right here.
Nice, yeah.
I like that one, yeah.
The Famous Monsters.
Mm-hmm.
There's another one, Raw Dogs.
I only have the digital of that one. Yeah, Raw Dogs is a cool one.
Oh yeah,
That's a very cool album cover.
I don't know anyone in that band, though.
Me neither.
David Phantom.
No one stands out.
Oh. And then this one, 5 Cent Freak Show.
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is a great,
I like
great
their
album
new
cover.
one, too.
Great album cover.
Was the Anatomy of Reanimation, or what's it called? Or that's it, right? Reanimation, something or other.
Yeah. Reanimation of Anatomy, I think it was.
People are gonna stop following us. They're gonna be like, "Look, these guys aren't fans. They don't even know what the fuck they're talking about."
Yeah.
What's up, Brack?
All they do is drink and talk shit.
Yeah,
That one guy's head is so fucking shiny.
Yeah, like it gleams like it's like you have no wall behind you. There's like no wall behind you because it just like shines off the top of your head.
Speaking of Anthony Noble art, I was actually framing
Yes.
some of this.
Oh,
Yes.
there you go. That's fucking sick.
That's
This
so
morning.
awesome.
Yeah, sort of got some other. I got those cool prints I got off Razor at Slasher Fest as well.
Oh yeah, Razor.
Yeah, I framed then. I got my tour, my sign, Darker Days, and Evelyn's casket.
That's
Yeah,
wicked.
It's Gary and I, of course, we went through to Astoria in Queens, New York there and did the Sunday night show with Darker Days and Evelyn's casket after Slasher Fest, which was really cool. So yeah, that Gesso Lantern was playing there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how was that?
That was cool because as I say, I like my acoustic music.
Exactly.
I think a lot of it's to do getting to be an old fella now and been in the engineering welding game all my life. My hearings and loud music, high-powered rifles, my hearings. I find acoustic music quite soothing to listen to. Now just turning into a pussy. And music being lyrically, like a lot of my stuff's lyrically driven, so if it's spooky or kooky, it generally doesn't worry me too much what the music is. But yeah, that was a great night. Like again, it was another nice. I like those small venues where you're right up close with the bands in the sense of they're not up on a stage that's got a big gap between it with security and fences and all of that. That's not a fun concert. Like you can see.
Little Joey went, didn't you?
Yes, Joey and Anna O. We met Anna O's there. Sorry.
Yo, Goob Daddy.
I love Joey. He's so tiny, though.
Tiny taters.
I don't think enough people. Well, they probably do appreciate what he is to the whole scene and community. You know,
Big shout out to Jewel Father. I
he
love
sent
that
me a
fucking
photo
guy.
the other day. He sent me a photo the other day. You know, my letterbox is full of your crap. You know, because I just get so much stuff sent to him, and he just bundles it up, and he pretend complains, or else I just put his complaints as pretend. But
He's one of the best people
so
I've met.
he is such a gem to the community. He does so much. He does so much for it. You know.
He's like a historian. Like, he knows
Everything.
so fucking much.
Well, he's
And
been
his back is
everywhere.
so
He's
fucking
been to
fun.
almost every fucking show that's ever been. I mean, he did fucking everything.
Yeah.
So he's lived it all. He is horror punk as far as I'm concerned. Like, if you think of horror punk, it's fucking Ghoul Father. That's what horror punk is.
I was waiting for that fucking cookie story to come up on that last one.
Oh, man, I know. That cookie.
Yeah.
That guy told me that shit.
I'm a fuck.
I'm a
man,
fuck.
He's a good dude, man.
Yeah, he is. I
Yeah, they
just
all are.
I just sent him out a package for his birthday.
Every single person that I met that I already knew on Facebook or whatever was pretty much just exactly what I was expecting, if you know what I mean. Like, in that it's sort of, as I say, it really was, you know, it was really cool to see the scene in action in that aspect, you know. I mean, you know, Ryan, you guys, you hadn't played together for like 10 months or something. And,
Yes, sir.
that's true. You know, man, and your set killed. I mean, that Friday night was you know, that Friday night was as enjoyable as the Saturday night, the actual Slasher Fest night. Just for the, you know, I guess for want of a better word, it was a wee bit more of an intimate night on the Friday night. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
And of course, it ended so great with the giant Canadian wandering around the tunnels somewhere.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome to just throw into all that stuff. It's like, you know, we drive in, we play the show, and get to see, like, we drive in, we meet up with Steph, we open the doors, we help her carry stuff in, we carry our stuff in, we set up, we get ready for the show, look over there, here's fucking John all the way from the UK just sitting there, and then here comes Anthony. We'll throw his iPad in our car, just like, and it's just, and then you, and it's you're all just like, it was awesome, man. Like, you just instantly, like the thing about the horror punk USA scene that's so cool with this Slasher Fest, and even with before when we played Slasher Fest 2 with what's it, David
Phantom.
That's it, yeah. Back in Maryland. I don't know what that guy's name. Yeah, no, that's our second time getting to like have a Slasher Fest with them. But like, we played it in Maryland too, and that was the first time meeting the Horror Punks USA people. And it's just like you said, it's like you show up and it's like talking to people that you feel like you've never met them in person, but you feel like you just talk to them as if they're like some of your, you know, good friends. Because like, you talk to them every day online, pretty much. You know, you interact with this community. And then you finally get to see each other in person. You're like, oh my God, what's up? No way, I get to see you in person. And then you just pick up where you left off and you just like hang out and talk. And it's awesome, man. I mean, Anthony, you're just like, can I throw my iPad in your car? All right. We just hop in, like drive back to the hotel together and stuff like that. Like just hang out all night. It was awesome, dude. It was really cool.
For me, as like just a super fan, like that's the only way you can describe it. Like, I'm a super fan of all these bands, of your bands. Like, there's two people below me on this phone, and I love both fucking bands.
Thank you.
So, like, going into this, when I was going there, I was like, okay, I'm going to see a fuck ton of bands, right? And so I was going to see Evelyn's Casket, and with Nikki, obviously, and then the second catalyst for me was the Zonoids. I love
the they
Zonoids,
kill.
right?
Oh,
so it's like, this is fucking awesome. I get to meet all these people, I get to see all these bands, I get to go to this place, like, it's gonna be fucking awesome. And then I'm driving to the fucking airport, and I go, I'll say I pulled over to check my text, because I seen that you guys were playing, and I was like, oh, we're going now, we're going. Yeah. That's three of the bands that fucking keep me in this scene. I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. This is gonna be an awesome fucking show.
Can I quickly tell how that story evolved or how that event evolved?
Hold on a second.
It was,
You can't.
The Mad Splatter had to pull out of the show, and Ronan sent me a message that was like, "Hey, I know you guys are coming into Slasher Fest. Any chance you want to hop on?" And like he sent it like a couple hours, and I was busy with work. And I finally finished up work, and I was getting ready to go pack, and I looked at it, and I was like, "Oh shit!" So I quickly talked to the guys. I was like, "Yo, we haven't practiced in 10 months. We are about to head out for the show. They want to know if we can play." And he was like, they were like, "Fuck it, let's do it." So we called Ronan at like 10:30 at night. I was like, "You still want us to hop on the show?" He's like, "That'd be awesome." So 10:30 at night, in less than 24 hours, we packed up the car, drove out there, pretty much went straight to the venue, loaded up the shit, and just pulled a whole 6-song set out of our asses. We haven't played in 10 months. It was so much fucking fun.
That's
I
awesome.
was so fucking happy.
Yeah.
I was awesome. If only John hadn't passed out on the concrete.
Poor John.
Poor John.
So
Let's
unfortunately,
do
we
that,
have
guys.
run out of time
Thank
again.
you.
If you guys want to follow these guys, all the links will be in the description box below. I want to thank you guys for being here. Stay tuned for part 3. Stay horror, and we'll see you later.